Hello everyone. So in this section of course we will be discussing about dynamic programming and we will see that how we can solve the problems related to dynamic programming. So in this lecture we'll simply see that what is dynamic programming with a simple introduction. So friends, what is dynamic programming? So if you visited the website Quora, there was a question asked on how you can explain what is dynamic programming in a simple manner. And to that question, a guy named Jonathan Paulson gave an amazing reply. So what analogy is demonstrated? So let's say we write something this on a sheet of paper and we ask that what's that equal to? So your answer would be, you will simply count each one as 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 1 5, 6, 7, 8. So you simply reply 8. Now let's say if we write 1 plus to the left of it and we ask what about that? So you will be quickly replying 9. So initially you took some time to just add all those numbers. But when we simply added plus 1 to the left of it, you straight away replied 9. So how would you know it was 9 so fast? So our basic answer would be that we simply added one more and we didn't need to recount everything again because we remembered this result, which is equal to 8, and we simply added plus 1, which became 9. So friends, here you can see that dynamic programming is just a fancy way to say remembering stuff to save time later. So here what we do is, let's say we calculated these values and when we added plus 1, we didn't need to count everything again and we knew that all these values were added to 8 and we simply added plus 1 and we gave the answer as 9. And let's say if we do 2 plus to it, then we wouldn't have counted everything again. We would have straight away replied 11 because 9 plus 2 gave us 11. So friends, here dynamic programming also works the same. Let's say when we solve any small problem, so what we do is we simply store that result, and when we encounter that same problem again, we simply take that stored result instead of recalculating the values in the problem. So friends, this is how dynamic programming works. Let's say we are given a problem to solve. So what we do is we simply break that problem into smaller problems. We solve those problems and we store the result of those problems. So while building up the solution to the large problem, if that smaller problem comes again, we don't recalculate it. We simply use the value which we already computed. So what it does is it simply saves our time and the problem takes less time to compute what the exact value is. So friends, when we discuss dynamic programming in the world of algorithms, it is basically a technique in which a complex problem is solved by first breaking it into smaller subproblems, second solving those subproblems and simply storing their results, and third reuse those stored results if subproblem occurs or overlaps again. So what it means that we are simply avoiding solving that subproblem again, and finally using solutions to smaller subproblems to build up the solution for the complex problem. So friends, as we saw an example in our previous slide, that when we counted all the ones, we came to know that they are equal to 8. So what we did was we simply remembered that all these ones were equal to 8, and when we added plus 1, we straight away came to an answer that now it's equal to 9. So here also we break the problem into smaller subproblems and we simply store their results, so that when those subproblems comes again, we simply use that stored results so that our time is saved and we are not recomputing those values. And finally, using these steps, we build a solution to the complex problem. So friend, if we use dynamic programming, then we can solve a complex problem very fast by simply breaking down into smaller sub-problems, remembering the result of those sub-problems, and while building up the solution to complex problem, if those sub-problems are coming again, then we simply use those stored values instead of recalculating those sub-problems again, and finally coming to a solution for the complex problem. So friend, this is how we use the dynamic programming as a tool to optimize an algorithm. So friends, in our next lecture, we'll take a problem. We will solve it without dynamic programming. We'll see the problem associated with it, and then we'll introduce dynamic programming, and we'll see that how fast it makes the algorithm. Hope you like the lecture. Thanks. Have a nice day.